I'm gonna change the color of this background to something different.
With that like that in the background?
Well, yeah, I mean like this color green. I don't know if I like that one. I think it's
Oh,
too dark, but I don't know.
yeah. I think I'm Facebook Live though. I am. We ain't got no one on, but we're there. So, no, I think it's fine if you like it. You're gonna know better on graphics than I am. So
I'm gonna
that's
change the
just,
color of this background.
yep, you were on it. Don't you feel happy? Autumn, Christy said hi. All right, I'm going live on Instagram. I gotta do this on two different things. Why is it always, it's been switching back. There we go. All right, Summer's on Facebook. Oh, we got someone on YouTube. Who's on YouTube? I like it. We're using YouTube. Switch account. Oh, we got a lot. We got Reed, Jacob, Kathy. We got Grandpa's on here. Your Grandpa's on here.
Mine?
Yep.
Hi, Grandpa. So look, so the photo, I can pick the color.
There you go. Videos. This right here, we're live. All right. There you go. Whoa, I don't like hearing it. Okay. Olivia's here. Hi, Olivia. Olivia's on YouTube. I've got, does that chat come through? Oh, that all of it comes through. Oh, that is so cool. I just found out that my program lets me see the chats from all of the things, I think, because I get Facebook user set Autumn, that's Christy. Olivia is here. Belle is here on YouTube. I've got James over here next to me. I might invite him over to talk in a second. I don't know if Instagram's on. There you go. All right, so I see Dad there. Hey, how you doing, Dad? I'm going to get my book out. We are going to, there's some crazy stuff going on at church today. Obviously, we've got people here that aren't normally here. James is doing schoolwork. Is that what you're doing over there? Yeah. He is also working on drinking a gallon of water. Now, I think this is ridiculous, but he says that he's supposed to be doing this, drinking a gallon of water a day. That is a lot of water. It's probably good for you. I think I would like to have a gallon of Red Bull a day. I think would be the good deciding factor. So I'm going to guess that is, yep, that's still Christy. Christy says hi, James. So I don't want to forget that. We all know how much Christy likes me forgetting things. Did I say that out loud? That was just a thought, right? That was just a thought. Oh, I said it out loud? Dang it. Okay. I love you, Christy. Anyway, super excited about it. So a lot of things going on. Keep you updated on what's going on, why everywhere, what's going on. I am trying to convince and the people that we need to convince that we should be able to drive around the front loader that they just dropped off. I think I could get in the bucket, like the front bucket. RT could drive it around, and we should go Villa Live from the front loader. And so I don't know if that's going to happen because I don't know if they're going to leave us the keys, because that's probably a really bad idea if they did. But I'm hoping they do leave us the keys, and we'll see. But a lot of things happening upstairs. I know you guys aren't here at church, or some of you are not here at church. Obviously, James, he's a rule breaker. But it's because his mom's here and his mom works here, and she's essential because kids have to eat. And so he has to do work sometimes too. So anyway, a lot of work going on upstairs. We have been emptying everything out. Those of us that are here and able to do that. I know that James is probably going to get roped in to help and move some stuff today. He knows that. He knows the rules. So if you're here, you help. And so we've been moving a lot of stuff. They're going to start construction. I think they are starting so I will share some pictures as I see it being done. Anna joined us here on Instagram. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And so a lot of things happening. Obviously, we're still working out at the shop trying to get some stuff done too, but there's a lot of work inside the church happening. So it's really cool. I want to get to our challenge this morning because I don't want to miss this. I was reading it this morning with Anna, and Yeah, it was a very good challenge and a good reminder, and so I wanted to bring it to you. It's actually out of Deuteronomy, and I had to look some stuff up. So for those of you that don't know, I don't know if there's anybody out there that thinks this, but sometimes people think that leaders know everything, and we don't. So there were some things I had to look up because I got confused on timelines, and that happens a lot with me. I get switched up like what happened in the Old Testament and when it happened. So I wanted to look at that and see what that is. So in Deuteronomy, what we see here is in chapter 5, he is giving instructions. And so I have the book, but I wanted to show you that I've been trying to show you this because I think this is important for you guys to know that this happens. I have markings. Boom. In scripture. I don't know if you guys see that. In there, markings down of notes and thoughts that was going through my head when I was reading this. And so Deuteronomy chapter 5 led me to Deuteronomy chapter 6. And that's where I had the notes. But in Deuteronomy 5, verse 32, Deuteronomy 5, verse 32, it says, "Do therefore as the Lord your God hath commanded you. You shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left." And it just started talking about the idea that we get tested. The Israelites, when they were first getting the instructions, they got out of Egypt, they got away from the danger, and they're sitting at Mount Sinai, and God shows up, and he gives them instructions. While he's giving them the instructions, the Israelites are down on the other mountain. While he's giving this to Moses, the Israelites are down on the mountain, they're making a golden calf, and they're already disobeying the first one of making gods, idols and putting them above God. And you see that where Aaron says, "This is the God," pointing to the calf that delivered you out of Egypt. And so you see that this concept was already being broken. God's giving this stuff to Moses. So Moses comes down, they find out about the calf, and then they go in. But then later, and what we see here specifically in Deuteronomy is we see that we're told about loving God, trusting God, not going from the left or to the right, staying exactly in the path that we're supposed to. And when they're told that, they have a test immediately after that. That test was the promised land. So not to get too crazy, but that land area was called Kadesh Barnea, or something to that effect. And so they get there and they're told, you need to go into the land. So they send spies in. We all know songs or Sunday school songs about this, 12 go in, 10 come out saying no, 2 say it's okay. Joshua being one of those that say it's okay to go. But it was just so important for them to follow through. This is the statement in here that I wanted to see, is that when we are deciding to follow God and trust in him, and we see that here, not turning from the right hand or to the left, not going left or right, staying exactly what God wants us to do. If we have an honest desire to follow Christ, we should all be aware that every day is a testing. Some come to their Kadesh Barnea that day and turn back, and some don't. And so I'm afraid, we can look at the story of the Israelites and we see all of the things that God did for them. Got them out of Egypt. He protected them from that. He gives them the things. He forgives them about that. He's giving them all the instructions about how to do a tabernacle and how to be with them. He literally shows up on earth. He's there. He spends time with them. He meets with them. And they get up to this land. They say they want to follow God. And he says, okay, follow me. And they don't. And we see this as like a huge miss because we know exactly what's going to come after this. They are now going to spend the next 40 years in the desert, in the wilderness, wandering and being punished because they didn't follow God. When the test came, they decided not to pass it. They flunked it. And so I want to challenge you today is that when we look at situations in our lives and we have a choice, do we follow God or do we not follow God? Do we listen to what he's saying to us or do we not? And when those times come, I'm going to challenge you to be like Joshua and say, yes, we can do this. We can follow his rules. We can follow what he's telling us to do, even when it's challenging, even when it's hard. And so we want to make sure that we're doing that And we want to make sure that we're following through with that process. I want to read the last few verses, or these other few verses here in Deuteronomy chapter 6, because the reason I think I highlighted them was because it threw me the first time I heard them. We've talked about it here at Villa. We talked about it in youth group. We see it in the New Testament a lot when Jesus was asked, what should we do? What's the greatest commandment? And we know what he says. But listen to what this says in Deuteronomy and see if you can catch any similarities. Verse 4, chapter 6 says, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Verse 5, You should love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children. You shall talk of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand. They shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. It's loving the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind at all times. Now, hopefully that resonated with what we saw Jesus saying in the New Testament. What he was saying there wasn't something new. It was something that God has been telling the Israelites, and then he's telling us from then, and he's still telling us now. Trust me with everything. You're having a bad day? Trust God. Do what God tells you to do. You're struggling, you've got a friendship that's not working the way you want it to work? Trust God. Do what he says to do. You've got a situation in life that you don't know what the answer is, you don't know what the solution is. You trust God and you do what he says you should do. And when you do that, we see time and time again that he will get us out of that situation. Not maybe in the way that we thought, but he will walk us through it. He tells Joshua there, he tells the Israelites, I will make this through. Yes, there are giants. Yes, there are going to be fights. Yes, there's going to be sacrifice. Yes, there is going to be pain, but you will make it. You will come out the way you're supposed to come out. And the Israelites say, we're just not willing to trust you with this. And so they don't, and they suffer because of it. I don't want you to be like the Israelites. In our day, whatever struggle we're going through, we can decide to trust God, follow him, and yes, there might be pain. Yes, there might be hurt. Yes, there might be sacrifice. But in that, we know that God is never going to leave us. He's never going to forsake us, and he's going to get us through that. So that's my challenge to you today. No matter what the situation you're facing in, trust God, follow him even when it's hard, and you will see the results of that. He loves you. So I love you guys. I will see you tonight at 5:30. I'm getting ready to have a story posted, if it's not already posted, on Instagram, and we'll also get it on Facebook. But 5:30 tonight, lesson time. I've got a quick game that we're going to do, and then we will also have a lesson.
It's a lie. He doesn't love you.
So it's a lie. That's what he says. See, crazy things going on at church. But no, I love you guys, and I will see you tonight at 5:30. Bye.